I've been using a wheelchair for about, I guess, 3 years now, and it's hard. It's not as easy as you think. It's not as intuitive as you think, and it's easy to make some really bad mistakes. And I had to learn a lot when I learned to use the wheelchair. And I noticed that a lot of those lessons are easily transferable to my broader life in general. I'm going to share one of them with you today. Put on the brakes. Before you get in the chair, it's very important that you make sure that both of those wheels are locked, because what will happen is when the force of your butt hits the chair, you'll notice you don't sit straight down. We always sit kind of down and back. Well, the wheelchair is going to go that way and you're going to land on your butt. The same thing is true when you get out of the chair. If you don't have those wheels locked when you get out of the chair, then when you put the force on to stand up, the wheelchair is going to slip out from underneath you and you're going to fall on your butt. Those two were pretty obvious, right? You probably would have figured that out even if you've never used a wheelchair. You also need to put on the brakes if you're not actively rolling around. For instance, if I'm going to reach for this mug, even the motion of my body like that can cause the wheelchair to move if the wheels are not locked. If the wheelchair moves and you're not causing it to move, there's a problem. That's not good. You're going to crash into something, you're going to spill your coffee, you're going to hurt yourself. So you got to put on the brakes. After 3 years, I'm still learning this. Not so much getting in and out, but when I'm just in the middle of doing my thing and I don't always put on the brakes before I reach for something new. I notice I do that in my life too. I get an idea, I get excited, and then I just go for it. I'm pretty lucky, and a lot of times that works out just by luck, but that's not the best way to start it. A lot of times it's really caused a lot more work down the line. I should have put on the brakes first. Get an idea, get excited, put on the brakes. Think about it all the way through the end. Put on the brakes. Put on the brakes. And every time you need to change direction or implement something new or expand the idea, the first thing I do, put on the brakes.